Hello, everybody. Tim Knight here, and it's a red day for a change, and it's a great day for the charts because we're down 0.19% on the ES and 0.17% on the NQ, but my lovingly chosen shorts are doing terrific, much better than those numbers would indicate. In recent days, during this post-election mayhem, as I described it in a video I made earlier, my portfolio has put its fists on its hips and has stared defiantly at this insane rally and hasn't budged. So not losing money is good enough. And today we're making up for some lost ground. The insanity continues. We got above 90,000 on Bitcoin futures last night. But things are starting to look a little frazzled. Tesla dropped like 40 bucks last night out of the blue for no particular reason. And, the Bitcoin rally, strong as it is looking a little bit raspy. So I've got some charts loaded as always, and let's kind of walk them through and catch up with each other with the knowledge that tomorrow morning we'll get a nice, fresh economic indicator in the way of the CPI. Here's the spider. Lifetime high was yesterday. We're near it right now. We did some dipping earlier, but that's been shaken off to some degree. But big old meh on that one. Here's the diamond. Likewise, lifetime high yesterday. Bearish engulfing pattern on it right now. And I love this market because prices are so high that it's just like, geez, kid in the candy store. Should I get one with a PE of 400 or a PE of 500 or 1200 or 5,000? They're out there. They are out there. EEM, the emerging markets, shows that worldwide markets outside the US continue to sink away. They had this weird diluted reaction last Wednesday to pop, just like ours did, and they realized, oh, wait a second, this is not pop worthy for us outside the US, and so they've been dropping. And in particular, of course, China continuing to sink. My affection for Chinese shorting had sort of dissipated, but it's kind of a shame because China is, these stocks just have continued to sink. This is FXI. Like I said last week, weirdly and inappropriately, China stocks rallied. Why? Why on earth would Chinese stocks be like, yay, huge tariffs? And kind of an anti-Chinese disposition. That's great. Wait a second, no, it's not. And then it like plunges after that. And remember, this is in spite of a stimulus package measured in the trillions of US dollars over there. So that's done a whole heck of a lot of good, plunging them deeper into debt still. And individual stocks in China withering away. PDD down about 3%. BABA down about 3.5%. JD, not ours, but theirs, is down 7.27%. And YUMC, Yum China, down also about 2.3%. So yeah, pretty red across the board, which I guess is fitting. As I said, the crypto insanity continues. We're just about 90,000. As we zoom in here, you can see right up here, the cash market did in fact get $2 above the $90,000 level just to do it. It's kind of like Mount Everest, Edmund Hillary. Why? Well, because it's there. Well, why 90,000? Well, because it's there. I'm sure 100,000 will be the same disposition. If it does start falling, key support will be way down here, about $17,000 from now. One must believe that at some point it'll sell off, and that is a crucial support level to prove that this wasn't just some last gasp or something like that. So crypto doing very, very well. And of course, anything related to crypto, whether it's the dozens of ETFs that were introduced last year or any of the mining stocks, MicroStrategy up again. And actually, this is just curious if this is at a lifetime high. 333, very holy number there. That was the peak back on March 10, 2000. March 10, of course, famously the absolute tippity top of the NASDAQ bubble. I actually don't know. I haven't checked. Let's find out today. The high, we beat it handily, way above 357. So for the first time, let's see, yesterday, got above it yesterday. So we busted it yesterday for the first time in 14 years and 7 months. Beat that high. It took a while. And then yesterday, besting that too. So pretty stunning stuff over in Michael Saylor land. Tesla, Fibonacci's, as always. Amazing. I mean, if you ever wrote a book about Fibonacci's, you could just use one stock to talk about it. Look at what's going on here. Last night, it continued to rally. And like I said, there was a sharp sell-off at one point of about $40, which recovered. And then it resumed again. But look at this. Just look at this one bar. Today's high, almost to the penny, right to that pink fib there. Today's low, a little more than a penny, but got a little below this fib. Range bound right here, like so. So just fib to fib we go. This chunk jumped higher, hit resistance here. The next day, blasted right above it, support here, what used to be resistance, and then up again, almost to the penny, and then same. So in other words, today's low is roughly the same as Friday's high. All these lines continuing to work very, very well. And, well, that's cute. What's next? I imagine between now and the end of the year, we will sink back down to this zone here, as hard as it may seem to believe. At some point, I believe that'll happen. It will be healthy, very healthy if it does that. Going up 10% a day, no. It really needs to ease back and affirm an important level of support down there. So somewhere, I don't have a precise figure. Well, obviously I don't have a precise figure. It's a guess, but somewhere around here, maybe the low 270s, something like that. So today's a step in the right direction. We're off $20, almost 6% on Tesla right now. And I've got to say, I wander over to Wall Street Bets from time to time just to kind of take its temperature. And there are way too many posts saying some variant of, I took $600 last week and now it's $126,000. There's a few folks that took incredibly aggressive sequential bets and just, hit the Powerball every time. And that is the allure of gambling, of course, because, look at lotto ads or anything else. Basically, it's this is a survivorship bias, and there are a handful of people that point to their accounts, and they're not lying or anything. It is true. And everyone else goes, oh, I want to be that guy, and then in they go. I guarantee you a bunch of people yesterday went like, I want to be like him, and bought a whole bunch of short-dated calls on Tesla, and today they're like, wait, what happened? It's down $20. I get a negative 99% return. That's not supposed to go like that. You got sucked in. So, yeah. Anyway, not a shocker that Tesla's weakening there. Palantir, kind of the same boat in terms of the fast ascent post-election. And the peak was yesterday so far, and as with Tesla, I really do believe it's got to at least ease back to around here, if not more. Look how sharp this ascent is. This is bonkers. Down here, what were we at? This was in August, $21, and we're at about 60. 200%. August, September, October, part of November, 200% in 3.5 months on, and this isn't some, $5 million market cap biotech stock that found the cure for cancer. This is a very large, established, well-known company. 200% in 3.5 months. Little fast. The dollar stores continue to sink. Dollar General down again quite substantially, and then Dollar Tree up a little bit, but you see the long-term trend is pretty ugly on those. And as far as DJT goes, which has been kind of left out in the cold relative to the Teslas and the Palantirs, this one blasted higher the day after the election, and it opened near the high for the day, and it's been kind of just flopping around like a fish in a bass boat ever since. So here we are at this convergence of these trend lines. I think people will quickly become disinterested in this because it ain't acting like those other beasts, like your private prisons and your tasers and all the rest of it. Adjunct to this, an even worse stock, was Funware. You probably don't remember those, but when Truth Social was first a thing, Funware was pointed out as like their ad platform, and so it enjoyed the ride as well. And it did too this time, but it's already sunk again. It's gone from $14.40 down to about $5. So post-election stuff is definitely ruling the roost. Big Pharma not liking the RFK vibe. Here's AbbVie, which plummeted yesterday and is adding to that today. This had peaked, not surprisingly, before the election at over $200. It's down to $172 now, so about 15% drop, very short amount of time. Eli Lilly, zooming on here, it was up about $1,000 weeks ago, and it's at around 823 right now. And then my own personal interest, because I actually have a position in it, is Novo Nordisk, NVO, which is down about 2% today after a beautiful Head and Shoulders reversal top on that. We're all over the place. That's the Bula Boss of charts for you today. Another oft mentioned short idea, In Phase Energy just keeps on keeping on. This having another good day, off almost 7% today alone, below the beautiful big brother and little brother of reversal patterns right there. So very nice to see. And with interest rates rising, housing, home building, real estate, all feeling the heat. For instance, Alexandria Real Estate, ARE, is off about 2.5% and completing a honking big pattern here. This is a half decade wide pattern on ARE, much bigger than this sucker back here. And this was, of course, the housing crisis, which pipsqueak compared to what we're in right now. And then VNO, which I've mentioned many times, but never bothered with because the options on it just stink out loud. But this is reversing away nicely from that peak yesterday. Boeing, which has had its share of PR problems and union troubles and whistleblowers and all that, continues to slip in spite of record highs on the Dow and so forth. This broke its own multi-decade trend line, and this is a real odd man out because this has gone from over $400 down to about a quarter of that. And this isn't some junky. This is Boeing, missile maker, weapons of war, planes that are more or less stay in the sky. So this is a big deal for it to fall 70% plus in a market like this, in which everything is virtually guaranteed to go up. So that's Boeing. As far as precious metals go, looking still kind of sickly. GLD is down. Gold itself today down, not terribly, but about $12, $13 or so. Silver, bless it, it's trying to shore up, and I maintain still here on SLV 27.47. I think is a very proper stop loss level for that, because it is within the realm of possibility. I'm still crossing my fingers on this, that this will brush itself off and start the kind of rally that I would like to see, in which, if it transpires, is ideally has the target way up there. And in the final moments, little told you so, TLT behaving itself beautifully. You may remember last week, up, having found perfect support at this trend line. Up Wednesday, up Thursday, up Friday, on dasher. And so up here, what did I say about this line? This represented resistance, and goodness gracious me, it sunk yesterday and really sunk today. So this is beckoning, and the CPI is coming out an hour before the open tomorrow. So I would not fall over backwards of shock if the bonds kept sinking.